Hello musicians, I hope your day is going well. Did you ever have to learn a new piece of music with very little preparation time before the first rehearsal, but at the same time you know that you have to be careful not to over practice because of the possible risk of getting an injury? The great news is that there are several ways in which you can make really good progress in the practice room using less time than normal and using half as much physical energy. In last week's video, I introduced the concept of mental practice, and we made a list of several different ways that it's a powerful tool for musicians, both in the practice room and performance situation. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate one way in which mental practice is also used for injury prevention, while at the same time help you learn that difficult passage with more accuracy and really get it into the muscle memory. For those of you new to this channel, my name is Langerman and I post videos every week to help you along your musical journey. Please take this moment now to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any of my weekly videos. And if you would prefer to see mini versions of these, or if you want to listen to me practicing instead, then head over to Instagram and follow me at Violinna. It's the same spelling as the name of this channel. The practice strategy that I'm going to share with you today is how to alternate physical repetitions and mental repetitions using a specific section of music. So the example that I'm going to be using is from Beethoven's 7th Sonata for violin and piano, and it's this excerpt starting at measure 47. Alright, so now we're going to just zoom in to measure 55 and 56. That's the hot spot, right? In other words, that's the place where it's easy to run into some trouble. Not only is this awkward for the bow with all the string changes, but if you repeat it over and over in the practice room too many times, it can really cause fatigue in the left hand. So that makes this the perfect section to use this practice technique. The idea is to take a small section and use the senses internally of what we're going to call a mental repetition. The idea is to hear the chosen section that you're going to play and also imagine how your body is going to move, you know, what muscles you're going to be using, how your posture, all those things. And then you have to correlate those sounds, the way you're singing it in your mind, with those physical movements. So you want to imagine those at the same time. Then after doing it once, you want to check that if what you imagined, if what you envisioned was an accurate representation of how you want to play it. So for this example, let's say that my first task is to practice just the first 5 notes of measure 55, but I'm only going to play them on open strings. So before I do that, before I play, I'm going to first think. So let's see, I have 2 notes on this string, 2 notes here, and 1 note here. So 2 notes on G, 2 notes on D, 1 note on A. Just the first 5 notes, only open strings. So now I have to think the tempo and what part of the bow am I going to play, how much bow am I going to use, how I'm going to cross over between the strings. Those are the things I'm thinking about. So first I'll sing it in my mind and try to correlate that with all those physical movements. And then I'll do it again. So I'll do another mental repetition and I'll follow it up with another physical repetition of the same thing. And now I'll add the notes in the left hand, same thing. So first think. And again, next repetition is here. I'm going to do that again. because I wonder if my mental repetition before this physical one, I wonder if it was accurate. So this is very important, that when you mentally envision what you want to play, it's important that you hear it accurately. So if you make a mistake in your mind, chances are you'll make a mistake on your instrument, or you'll have less of a shot. So if you notice that you're making a mistake when you're singing something in your mind, do another mental repetition, the second one, see if you can get a good one. So I'm going to do the same thing for this one. So I'm adding the fingers. So now let's say I want to move on, and my next task is to do group linking. So we take each group of 4 notes and we link them. So I actually talked about group linking. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I talked about it in my video about coordination between the hands. That's more violin specific, so if you're a string player, maybe this will be applicable to you, and maybe some other instruments too, I wonder. So you can click the link right up there or in the description below in case you're interested. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a group of 5 notes, so one group of 4 plus the next one, so it connects to the next group, and then I'll do that with each one. So let's say I want to do the alternating practice technique like that. So I'll do, just to make it quick for the video, I'll do 1 mental repetition, 1 physical for the first group, and then I'll move on to the next group and then the next group. So now I'm going to do 2 groups. So 1 time here, 1 time here. And I'm going to do it in rest position. I want to try to do it without any small movements. Sometimes that makes it more effective. It depends on you. Try different ways. Now let's try to put it all together. So this is the idea behind mental repetitions. As you can see, I wasn't impulsively repeating over and over, getting frustrated. That's something we want to avoid, because by doing that, you're going to get fatigued, first of all. Second of all, you're going to waste a lot of time. And third of all, you're probably not going to make any progress. You might sound worse the next day, it's possible, so you won't increase your chances. So this is why I think this method is very effective. It helps to keep your mindset in the right place even when something is difficult. And actually, sometimes you'll find that the next day or in a couple days, it suddenly feels easier after doing this kind of work. How many repetitions did I actually do on the violin? Not that many, but if you count in the mental repetitions, they actually helped me be a little bit more successful or have a better chance. Now, of course, don't misunderstand that you do need to do physical repetitions, because doing just mental repetitions alone, that's not enough. You're not going to get very far with that. And of course, as I said in my first video about this topic, there are many studies out there, especially involving athletes, and they constantly show over and over in the results of these studies that it's most effective when you combine physical and mental practice. So now it's your turn. Go pick a piece of music that you would like to practice today, pick a section, and give this method a try. And let me know in the comments below how it goes for you. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up so that YouTube is more likely to share it with others and so that you're more likely to see more of these kind of videos. Share this video with a friend or a colleague, and as always, happy practicing, and I will see you next week.